Hello and welcome back to round one coverage of the 2022 Dynamic Discs Open in Emporia, Kansas. You are watching the Disc Golf Pro Tour on JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
How often are we saying 2 under is a great score? And that's essentially what we're saying here. A 2 under from Ricky and Mason is playing actually really good. 1 under right there behind them, Chris Dickerson and Gavin out there. He's battling. He has finally got his first birdie on hole 9, and see if that can build a little momentum going into this very difficult, very OB-ridden, windy back 9.
Well, usually we're saying that's a really good score at the country club in Emporia, so
Right.
It's kind of a nice correlation there between the two. Nate, what do we got here?
Well, we're looking at hole 10, par 4, 833, one of Jerm's favorites on the course. It bends hard right, and then you've got the low ceiling going up all the way to the basket, and there's even some out of bounds behind the basket. It's an absolute beast.
Ricky's gonna... Nate knows how to anger me. I
think I got it backwards. I think he doesn't like the hole.
I don't like it so much.
Let's see if one of these guys likes it.
I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yikes.
I hate it now behind the tree. That's a unfortunate break that Chris will have to deal with when he gets up here. I don't mind this play. This is a nice play to get around the corner. I don't know if the distance with a forehand tee puts you in position for the birdie, but really no good tee shot puts you in position for the birdie.
It's not one of those holes you really...
Birdie?
It's like a par 4.5 easily.
Plus another stroke on top of that.
It's a par 5. I'll say it. It's
Yep.
a par 5, especially today. It's playing. It might be playing. I guarantee it's playing over par.
Oh, yeah.
Very over par. I mean, this is
Yep.
That's a good
getting in position. And
Really good second shot, and Ricky's going to have about 200 feet to the pin.
Little less. Come on. Not 200.
Almost 200 feet.
Maybe you're right. Chris going high. This
You
can't get
go
through.
high. And with the headwind, it's so
That-
difficult.
Kicked OB left.
What? How?
Almost unbelievable. That thing hit the tree and kicked out of bounds left.
Gavin, with that headwind turning over his low ceiling approach into the hill, he is not going to like that. That's going to be 300 feet low ceiling uphill.
Guessing Mason doesn't hit a tree.
Yeah, because he's Professor Smooth. That's what Professor Smooth does. He just throws smooth shots. And that's a beautiful approach, and that's setting up about 130 to the pin. Let's see if Gavin can come up with a miraculous save. And you see that low ceiling there, and that's a fantastic shot. He pushed the ceiling to the limits and was able to get underneath right at the very end.
See, Chris. Wow, was he really OB by like 2 inches?
Oh, my gosh, that's a heartbreak. It's hard to imagine getting kicked down the middle and getting through and all that stuff on the left side. Those cedars are pretty serious. That is a good scramble for Ricky from pretty decent position off the tee and approach.
Little low zipper. Love it. Played to perfection, and we should have some pretty... Oh, this is longer than I thought it was.
And Chris is going to take
Double
bogey. That is a tough one. So as we work our way up here with a great par save from Gavin, I want to play a little game. How many birdies do you think were scored on this hole in round 1?
None.
Give me 3.
Minus none.
Well, if bogeys count as minus, then we're way negative.
It's only the second hardest hole in the course, 4.75 average, but the total number of birdies,
3.
Corey Ellis is the total number.
Let's go, Corey.
Throw in from 38 feet from circle 2 was the only one.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Hole 11, par 3, 493 feet. Par 3? This one goes downhill at least, but there's OB right behind the basket. It's very tough. It's kind of a tunnel drive. You could go out wide if you want to lay up and get a little risky going over the road.
I love the tunnel on this hole. I think it's hilarious that they go, okay, we're gonna take the par 4 that
Okay.
wow. We're gonna take the par 4 that we made that was extremely hard, where if it was windy, everybody went out of bounds, and we're just gonna place it in the landing zone to where nobody made it there anyway.
Yeah, this would be like a premium drive for the par 4.
Oh yeah.
One of the better drives you'd ever seen.
Two pretty fortunate, I think, to be in bounds. That was high. You got the good breaks from the tree. If that flies through that high, I think it might be in trouble with the left side. Ricky with the rare thrower stays in bounds.
Mason with the buttery goodness. Oh.
Sit for him. Nice
Come
shot.
on. How do you just generate 495 that effortless looking? That's
There's
very
another
impressive.
guy who knows how to do it. Does it have enough fade? No.
It's got the width and it has a little bit of fight.
That is a sick drive.
It is.
Still,
Both
that
those.
is just sick. Yeah.
We've never had the need to throw this far off this tee before. So it's always been forehand pitches around the corner or like maybe a fairway driver to just get past those 2 trees you see up the fairway. But to get that 500 feet of distance wasn't really ever necessitated.
Okay,
that the
now
right
that
word?
the drives are
Almost,
nice,
almost.
I after we're done with this hole, I want to ask Jerm if Calvin birdied it, because I feel like he would just throw an eagle right down the middle, never hit a tree. I just have a feeling.
Chris is frustrated.
He should
Yeah.
be. He got a horrible kick on the last hole. Oh, no.
Oh,
That's
man.
one of the better drives you'll ever see on that
Yeah,
hole.
for sure.
Great 3. I mean, there's OB everywhere.
Yeah, but man, that'll sting when you throw the kind of drive that's the first story you'd tell anybody after the round was, oh man, on 11 I pinned it. Just hurts to miss that putt.
All right, let's see no Calvin birdie.
Oh,
There were 12 birdies, but only 4 of them were from inside circle 1. So 8 outside circle putts were made to get the elusive birdie on hole 11.
I saw one from DW. Beautiful drive.
Island hole 12, R3, of course, 302 feet with the gnarliest crosswind ever. It does seem pretty favorable to the forehand, just like this, because of the slope. It'll kind of stop it. And
Ricky's got to put the brakes on, and he does. The ceiling is so low going up the hill that you really want to barely get over that grass. Otherwise, you are bringing the low ceiling into play, and that could potentially drop you straight down and roll out of bounds.
backhand nightmare.
Definitely. Left to right crosswind.
I like this.
Hitting early, and it's going to be uphill. Just outside circle 1, I think. It's hard to tell because the green for the FPO's in a different, or the basket for the FPO is a different place. So those little whiskers are confusing for which basket that 10-meter circle is.
I don't mind the play of throwing it really hard and high and hitting the trees. I think this is the one where I could... That was a great bid there from Gavin. This is the one that I would mind for you to just play for the Plinko because you're not getting through it high. And I saw a few people do that to success today.
Sit.
Oh,
no. Out of bounds on the putt. He'll have the tap in bogey. And then did it happen again?
How does that stay in?
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know how
Barely.
that stayed in.
And Ricky getting past the trees, getting rewarded with the tailwind putt, cashing that in, and that's going to move him to 3 under.
Yeah, don't look now. He hasn't had red in a long time. That is impressive.
That's huge. And Mason going to stay the same way. Staying away from those bogeys and out of bounds just seems inevitable that it's just lurking around the corner. Even if you're taking pars, it might not feel good. But man, it is. this is the easiest hole in the course. One of very few that actually averages below par, 2.6. That puts it right in there in the got to get category without question.
Yeah, and there's
Especially in
only
this course.
there's only really one in the category.
Yeah.
I think, and
Yeah, for
that
sure.
might be it. It's playing tough, as we've said many times. Hole 13, par 3, 466 downhill, OB left, a little bit of OB right, but it's hard to access. It's a tough drive, especially today. See if these guys
boy.
can get that perfect turn on it. He might have done it.
Ricky.
Is it
did.
too high? It is.
Oh, gosh.
There's some ghost branches there. It looks so perfect out of the hand. I've seen a couple people already catch those branches. That thing was going places if they weren't there. This is a safety play, I think. I don't really think he's playing for the 2, which is fine.
Yeah, I don't hate that play for Gavin because he does have the power in the low wind to get himself a good look. But he's going to come up short this time. No surprise. With the difficult right to left crosswind. Mason navigating a nice flight. This is going to hyzer out left, nearly pin high, maybe even pin high. That's a great drive.
Let's see if Dickerson's looking to put Anheuser on this almost right away. Little flip to Annie. Very good.
Yeah. C2 putt.
Ricky is a sidearm
Oh.
upshot specialist trying to do a little trick shot for us. Gotta love it. I love it.
Yeah, look at that. Definitely a look.
Yeah, you're right. Closer than I thought he would be.
Is that
OB
an out of-
line?
Is that not a bounce line?
Yeah.
That's behind the pin?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Wasn't aware. Good to know.
Oh, I think he thought that was going to lift, and that was a little bit. Chris, not able to catch a lie in a long time.
Oh, you don't
Oh my gosh.
want to skip off the tops of these baskets. They are unforgiving on that skip. And so Gavin able to clean up his par. And Chris with his comebacker, he is unable to hit the par putts. That's going to be a bogey for Chris. As you can see him cleaning up his putt right there.
And that's our major champion. I mean, you can now see the frustration kind of building and building with some bad lies, a couple bad shots, bad breaks for sure. But then that's the exact time where one of those little short ones will get away because
Yeah.
you're just so frustrated. And it happens to literally the best in the world. We're watching it right now. This is we keep saying it this year that it's
Yeah.
the toughest conditions. Like every week we say it, but this is
Yeah.
it. This is the toughest we've dealt. This is worse than Waco, I think.
And the thing is, the forecast was calling for 75% rain today. And as you can see, there ain't no rain. Can you even imagine if the winds were blowing the way they are? But we had wet tees and wet approaches and wet discs to deal with as well.
Did you happen to look at a forecast for tomorrow? Because you're going to get your wish.
I don't wish for that. Is that what's going to happen?
That's what my phone told me.
Well,
Yippee.
good thing for us is that is an
Oh, don't go.
enormously large drive. And I, for one, am a scientist. And when the rain comes down, it actually beats the wind into the ground.
Lower where our frisbees are.
Exactly. Keeps
Right,
them
where the
low.
tree starts.
Zippers. Big skips.
That's a nice drive. No, the predicted forecast that I saw for tomorrow was 25 to 37 mile an hour wind with a threat of thunder and a significant chance of rain.
Significant chance of April Emporia weather for you folks.
I think we're probably dealing with like
That
15 to 27 mile an hour wind
okay.
today.
Yeah.
And if tomorrow comes true at 25 to 37,
With rain.
it's going to be a bloodbath.
I'll see you guys next time. These drives are good. Chris is obviously going to be way back, but I think the best drive goes to Mason right now because he's on the right side of the fairway, which opens up that gap to the pin much more than left side of the fairway.
Does Chris want to mess with this from way back? He does. And why wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it matters where you land on this fairway. I think you could land where Dickerson landed, even closer. Unless you're landing in circle 2, this is a sketchy upshot.
Absolutely, because this is over an out-of-bounds ditch.
Sit down. Don't go out of bounds long. Okay. Putting the brakes right
And that's the
in
only
time.
way to really hit that gap because
Yeah,
the
power
trees
through
are offset.
And you don't want to be
Exactly.
planing left, right?
Exactly makes the gap super small, and then where you want to go.
Danger. Oh, no danger for the basket.
These guys are just finding a way through.
Okay. 3 for 4.
And that's why I'm saying anywhere you go, you kind of just cross your fingers and go, come on, baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 for 4 for our feature group, getting through the gap on 14. That is very fortunate.
I'll tell you on
and
my
very
card,
skillful.
it was not that percentage.
Man, Gavin has got 4 or 5 of these jump putts in this wind that have just been so close to going in. Doesn't look like it's deterred his confidence. He is still running at it and just barely missing. This would be a great birdie for Ricky right now. A huge putt.
4 under now. Moving up the leaderboard.
That is certainly starting to develop into a hot round.
And to this point, he's putting together a nice putting performance as well. He's made a lot of 25 to 28 footers, and we haven't seen these other guys able to do that.
Chris with a nice bounce back birdie after 4 over in the last 4.
Because in these conditions, everybody's going to miss a 20 footer to 15 footer. I mean, there's going to be.
You shouldn't have said that right then. That could have been devastating for Gavin.
I mean, but it's just going to happen. If you have a round where you don't miss any putts, it's going to be like your best putting round you've ever had. Ever.
Hole 15, man. This is a bruiser. Uphill, low ceiling, straight into this headwind. Do you play the forehand out wide? Do you play the backhand out wide right and try to bring the hyzer skip into play over the road? It is a right to left hillside by the basket, which leads straight into the pond, which is OB. It is a pick your poison type of hole. Ricky is going to go with the forehand.
That's exactly what that is. Pick your poison because you're going to get stung.
How did that go that far?
It's called Ricky Wysocki-isms.
Look at that. That went right into the cedar, and it went 200 more feet.
And it's going to be a tough approach from there. With that, it's a very tricky, delicate approach into that ripping headwind. Chris looking for this to get down. Oh, he's short of the water, so he's fine.
I think that was just a layup.
This needs to drop.
Yeah, needs to get down quick. With that headwind, it's just going to lift it, and it's just going to carry it out of bounds every time. Unless you get lucky with that tree, you have to be really trusting your shot wide, but then if you turn it over at all, you're in the water.
This is an aggressive line, but just catches the tree. Need it a little lower.
No way. Nobody's in circle 1. Very good approach.
I was curious who might be birdieing this hole. Who might be birdieing hole 13, the last 2 par 3s we played. And Tristan Tanner and James Conrad birdied both of them.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
One sidearm specialist and one backhand specialist. And I bet you
They went with their specialties on those
Yes.
holes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Another near miss.
Yeah, that's
Or near
incredible
make.
that he's able to get it online with decent height. Ricky unable to connect there.
and that's going to be for bogey.
I'll tell you, that approach is so tricky. As you see Ricky just coming up well short. Normally gives himself a little bit better opportunities for the save, but 30-foot, 35-foot headwind, whatever that was, I mean, that's just nightmare out here. Do not want to give yourself those for par. You don't want to give those to yourself for birdie. You just want to be on the tail
I'll
side.
take it.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Hole 16, par 4, 827 feet. You have to throw hyzer over parking lot, skip off of it into the sweet spot, or land under a pine tree. Sorry about these breakdowns, but it is the truth. And it is a crazy crosswind.
The parking lot is blind from the tee, too.
Yeah, look at this. You have to throw it up at the flag.
This feels potentially a little too left.
No, this is monies.
Oh, I
Two
don't
left.
know.
Anything over there is money because you can land 8 feet in a spot. That's what they want you to do here. Land in an 8-foot wide zone.
This is very wide.
Oh, the flag post. We saw Ben Calloway get up and down after hitting the flag in the air last year, which is just one of the approaches of the season. But that was one of the rare calm days here in Emporia. I don't think anyone can do that kind of thing today.
I mean, going in those trees on the left or hitting the flagpole. I mean, par is just
Yeah, it's an extraordinary.
almost out of the question.
Par's
Ooh.
almost out of the question with that drive because from there, you can't really go for the green because it's 480 feet away. And the only way to play it safe is to play down this wide. You see the high grass? That's the OB line, and you have to land between there and the street.
Yes, very good and aggressive. I
Yeah.
don't think he needed to be that aggressive, but hats off to him because he pulled it off.
That'll
And
leave, 390?
I'm worried about this.
Me too.
Get down.
Hit a tree.
Get down.
Money.
It did
Whoa.
look good.
Okay.
That wind is so strong. You saw the amount of hyzer he had on it, and the wind just kept it straight with that. Oh, this is ambitious.
And you are looking at clearly the most difficult hole on the course. 4.8 average. If Mason can get the stability right to get back. Oh, yes. Fantastic.
All right. Annie. Flexer.
Oh,
Inner.
man.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
He's going to have another straddle putt from about 23 feet, though.
This looks like it's going to drift a little left. Not a lot.
Not
That's
a
so
lot at
good.
all. That is really nice as well. Nothing guaranteed from that range right now, but very good approaches from Chris and Ricky.
These guys are just going to all save par right in my eye
That
after
was-
I...
Well, really, it's in the group in front of them's eye because they sat here and watched the group in front play this hole, and I'm not going to say who, but somebody took a 14. There was another score in the double digits. There was an 11. There was a 9. Several 7s. I mean, this was just ruining people's tournament.
No.
Oh. I do. That's...
And then nobody parred it.
Yeah.
Sometimes when wasn't that Chris for the par?
No,
Yeah,
that,
Chris
no,
parred it, and I
I
think-
was.
Oh, okay, guys.
Yeah.
Is this a par for Mason? No, it's a bogey.
Sometimes when Rick gets a spit out and it's calm, I don't feel that bad for him because he putts hard. When it's a headwind, I gotta feel for the guy. You have no choice.
Yeah, what else are you going to do?
Focus. Get rid of any of those pressure thoughts and really center yourself, like where you're at and the shot you're throwing. Trying to just really let everything besides the basket bleed away.
2 holes left. Hole 17, par 4, 710 feet uphill underneath these trees. There is a big hyzer play that is especially useful today with the wind direction. And then you've got this OB creeping in on that left side right before the basket. And it's on a little bit of a slope. It's almost always blind on the approach unless you throw a huge drive.
Got that right to left. I wouldn't be surprised to see someone go for the big hyzer play. Chris, that is a great angle control.
Yeah, that's so impressive.
Mason, I'm not surprised he's going to do this. Yeah, I mean, that's just, those 2 shots are sick. Just supremely talented shots there. But yeah, we're going to see Ricky go for the big hyzer play. No surprise with his power. Keep that thing high. Let the wind do the work.
It's pushing hard.
Boy.
That drive is incredible. Ricky is going to be able to see maybe the entire basket.
He's not blind. Not from there.
Yeah, that's normally blind for everyone, but not for Ricky.
This is a really weird line.
Don't.
No.
It always does for some reason. I don't know why.
Give him green. It looks like it stopped.
Oh,
he doesn't know? Is that what that means?
Oh, he's safe.
Sweet.
The grass was just thick enough to stop it in its roll. Very fortunate break.
Yeah, well, this looks
It's flirting
really
again, but
good.
it's in again.
He's got a putt in there. That was beautiful.
And he's been so close so many times. Can he finally make one of those? That would be awesome finish for him. Say finish it.
There's no chance for this to stay in.
Gonna be a tough putt too.
Let's see if Mason can put a little ante on it. Nope. This is gonna have to come in quick too. Let's hope that he.
Sit down. Nicely done. That'll be a little bit of a right to left headwind coming back for the birdie putt. Go.
Wow.
Ricky. Oh my goodness.
That's disgusting.
What a play for Rick. That's a way to balance. Oh my.
Another one.
Wow. A good par save into that headwind. Like I said before, it doesn't seem to appear as if those missed putts are causing a change in his confidence. He is still going at each one at normal speed, normal pace, and I mean just inches off on each one. Great birdie for Rick.
Hole 18, par 4, 789 feet through the gap to start, and then you need to go as left as you really can. Today it's a bit of a helping wind. You'd like to get all the way left until you can see the basket right about now, though you won't be nearly as far as the drone is. And then you've got to go over that OB creek, through the little gap, back up the hill to the elevated basket, and make just one more windy putt.
I think it's doable for these guys to go too far left.
In this wind.
Yes, and I also think it's doable for them to go too far straight.
Yep. And Ricky may have done the too far left thing. I think that's going to be a very difficult decision on what to do from that lie.
Somebody with
This is looking nice though for Mason.
the power of a normal player in the field, it's like a perfect distance to get to the landing zone. Like you just throw it hard, it swings you over there. That's the distance. So I can't imagine those
I think Mason's going to like that approach.
top tier problems.
To mitigate the distance, Gavin goes a little higher. And right there, if you see a shot land near that drop zone, you prefer it to be a little bit closer to the gap, but that still leaves nearly 300 feet or so to the pin.
Chris is just going fairway.
If this gets a little skip, man, if that skipped a little bit, I think he'd really be in love with his shot. He's probably going to have to go with a forehand approach, though, if he even goes for it at all.
I would think he'll go for it, but I'm not sure he's got the angle to get up the hill.
Yeah. Asking for edge. Instead, he's just going to get another long C2 look.
I want to see this angle. Very curious. Okay.
That's a good angle to work with just to get up the hill. Not as blocked off as if you are short right, you don't really have an angle. If you go long, you still get the hyzer, but you can't quite
Whoa,
get to the pin.
what are we about to see? I had no idea.
Is this inbound? It is inbounds. That's...
He went for that little tiny gap way up there. That's insane. If it hits anything, it could fall straight into the OB. That was committed.
Mason, that's a good effort. I think he's going to... It's hard to tell how close he is. If he makes the birdie, he's going to be happy. But if he doesn't, I feel like that's a wasted opportunity for the perfect drive. He had such a good look for the approach.
I mean, he put it well in the circle, almost on the top of the hill, so it can't be too
There it
far.
is.
Let's go.
Save the best for last. Way to go, Gavin.
That was an amazing performance from Circle 2. All of them were credible. And I
Yeah.
feel like, most of us out here, you're like accidentally hitting the ground before the basket on one, and on the next one you're going 25 long.
Yeah.
He was like on it, and that is so hard to do. I mean, perfect example right there. Ricky Wysocki is 4 feet low.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that approach was better than I saw from the catch cam. Good work from Mason. Good birdie finish. Under par is great.
Chris Dickerson is going to have some work to do to get himself back into this tournament. I wouldn't doubt for a second that he's capable of it, but 3 over, certainly a frustrating start for his Dynamic Discs Open.
I'm actually excited about the week because with these winds and the rain fluctuating, so will the scores. And like you said with Chris, he could shoot a 10 under tomorrow and be leading the thing.
Speaking of leading the thing, we have a Canadian in first place all by his lonesome at 6 under. His name is Thomas Gilbert.
Friend of the show, Thomas Gilbert.
You may have seen him on every broadcast we've ever produced. And a slew of 5 unders, incredible scores there. We are going to have some new faces on Jomez tomorrow for round 2 lead card action.
I can't wait to see how Thomas handles it. I mean, we've all known for a while he was capable, but this is going to be a first lead card, Elite Series for him. Exciting times for the young guy. See how he handles it. James Conrad, the world champion there.
Nolan Ramser and Elijah Bickle coming in hot tomorrow. I mean, that's going to be some good stuff tomorrow. We're going to see 3 new faces to elite card lead card action.
How bad can the weather get? We'll see. We'll be back tomorrow.